This is our first stop on our cruise down to the Canary Islands and Madeira. This is Vigo in Spain, which is, and it's day 3 of the cruise. So as you can see, it was the weather wasn't great, but it was gradually improving. The skies were clearing, but there was some early morning rain. So this is, you can see the people pouring off the ship there. This is Vigo, sort of port side, nice harbour around there, etc. And there's the Sky Princess in the background, and that next door is the P&O Iona, and we'll have a little close-up look at that in a little while. So we had a very, very choppy crossing over the Bay of Biscay, and there was quite a few people were struggling with seasickness. But one bit of advice is, if you are feeling anything like ropey, get yourself down to guest services, Toot Sweet, and take one of their magic pills, because my wife was feeling very poorly, and half an hour after taking one of the pills, she was up, eating, drinking, and was well on the road to recovery. And there she is, recovering. So, yeah, there's a Vigo. There's a big commercial centre there. There's not an awful lot to see and do around Vigo, to be honest. As you can see, this is sort of on the fringes between the new town and the old town, and as I say, there's not an awful lot to see, but we had a little wander around. Some of the buildings looking a little bit dilapidated, but the weather was, as I say, picking up. It wasn't particularly chilly or anything like that, so it was nice to have a little walk about. So, as promised, a little look at the aft end of Iona. We've sort of finished our little walk around in Vigo, and we're walking back to the ship now. As you can see, the weather is gradually picking up, which is nice. Iona, massive vessel, massive. I mean, I thought the Sky Princess was big, but when you look at one next to the other, we look like a little boat. So yeah, we're I'd say most people we were up quite early to go into town, and as you can see from this video, a lot of people are actually coming off Sky. We're on our way back on, but. And in the next, you'll get a feel for how long these vessels are when you start walking alongside them on the quay side. They're absolutely massive. Those cabins there at the aft, we've actually got one of those in April 2024. We're going to the Norwegian fjords, and really much looking forward to trying a cabin at the aft end. Should be good. So as I say, we're on our way back on board, and excuse the camera jumping around a bit. I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but as you can see, there's every opportunity to give the ship another quick coat of paint. They do, and that's going on there. We're strolling back along the quayside, and as I mentioned earlier, there's most people are coming up. We're on our way back on, but I think I said at the time, it's you forget how big these vessels are. It takes sort of like 10 minutes at my pace to walk from one end to the other. My wife would probably be considerably quicker, but yeah, they are massive, absolutely massive. And when you're inside, it just feels like you're in a small city, really, with all the facilities and the space and restaurants and bars, etc. So yeah, Vigo, not mega exciting, but glad we stopped and stretch the legs, bit of fresh air, and back on board now for a spot of an early lunch rather than a late breakfast. We rarely have breakfast, but I'm peckish now that we've been for a little walk. So yeah, some lunch is required, I think. So we're back on board now, and we're heading towards the aft end of the ship, and this is deck 16 where the buffet is, and this gives you a bit of a feel for the size of the buffet. It is absolutely massive, and all what you see on one side is duplicated on the other side of the ship, and so there was plenty of seating available. This is sort of 11:30, so breakfast is finishing and lunch is starting, so you're in that window really. And but it was a convenient shortcut really to walk straight through the buffet, but it gives you an idea. As you can see, Halloween, they need to get rid of some of them cobwebs, I think. Yeah, so a bit of cleaning work needing done there. No, seriously, obviously they're getting geared up ready for the Halloween celebrations later. So yeah, walking through, this becomes sort of the end of the inside buffet area. However, if you fancy your breakfast or lunch al fresco, there's an area out here on deck 16, the Lido deck, where you can have your meal outside if you prefer. Obviously, when the weather's better, that's probably quite a nice place to sit and eat. So yeah, right at the aft end of the ship, deck 16, there's a pool and a bar at the aft of the ship, the wake pool as it's known. Not massive, but later in the cruise I was in there because it was getting hot and it was nice to cool off a little bit. And as you can see, that's the Iona we saw a few minutes back. So yeah, this is as I say, there's a bar area here, teas, coffees, etc. So quite nice if the weather's good to sit here and have a drink. So I'm now going up one level to deck 17. As you can see, the weather is continually improving, and as we got further south later in the cruise, it got really warm. So a good view of Iona there, and some lovely views across the bay to mountains, etc. And sort of panning round to Vigo itself. So yeah, a good day. Quick jaunt into town and back on board. I don't know if there are any smokers listening to this video, listening or watching this video, but there are facilities for smokers in this area up on. I'm just dancing with one of the waiters there. This area up on deck 17 is a sort of an external smoking area, comfortable and what have you. So if anyone does fancy the occasional puff, that's where you go.